Destination mark.
Hey guys, what's up? I'm Marcelo here, and welcome to the other top 5 lists that I was going to be doing from that Twitter poll a while back that had both this top 5 and the top 5 favorite fighting game characters list, which that one already came out because it won the poll. So this is the other one, my personal top 5 weirdest celebrity cameos in games that I've personally experienced, and there are a few rules, so yeah, let's explain those. Now really, again, I just have 2 rules. The first one, obviously, as it always is, being 1 game per franchise, and the second one being these celebrities have to be playing themselves, so they can't be a character. For example, Sam Witwer is in Soul Calibur 4, but he's not playing himself. He's playing his character, the Apprentice, from Star Wars The Force Unleashed. And Darth Vader and Yoda are in there as well, but those are fictional characters, so they don't count. So I guess a sub-rule is no fictional celebrities. So with that being said, yeah, let's begin.
I don't eat monkeys. You either eating them or fucking them. I was eating them. Tastes like chicken. That's how it happened. Thanks very much.
Number 5.
Good night.
At number 5, it's a little bit of a weird one, but Mike Tyson from Mike Tyson's Punch-Out! Now the reason why it's weird, not the cameo itself, but the reason why it's on the list and it's at number 5 on the list is because the game is named after him. But there are certain versions of this game that don't even feature Mike Tyson, so that's where it gets a little weird. There can be versions, some people have grown up with versions of this game that don't have him in it, but when I first heard of this game, I had the version, we saw the version that had him in it, and when I eventually bought the game from my little local retro game shop, that's the one we got. So, I don't know, the weird thing about him being in there is that he's fucking hard. He's like the final boss, as it were, and Jesus, he is tough. My brother's the bigger Punch-Out fan than I am, but I enjoy it, but he really likes it. And when we were playing, we did the little code where you can just go straight to Mike Tyson himself, and yeah, brutal, so freaking brutal. It kind of makes me wonder. The reason why also, the reason why I consider it weird, the other reason why I consider it weird is because he's never appeared for any other Punch-Out game. This was the first in the series, and he was in it. And he had his name slapped on the cover for some of those versions, and ever since then, now that's because of the whole ear-biting incident and all of that stuff, and just all the weird controversial shit that was going on with him at the time. I'm pretty sure that had to be the reason, those were the reasons why they stopped including him in the other Punch-Out games. But I don't know if they ever included any other celebrities in Punch-Out, but he's kind of the only one at this point that I know of, so that's what makes it weird, and that's what puts him at number 5.
That's how it happened. Thanks very much.
Number 4.
Good night.
There are a lot of fictional characters and a lot of other celebrities that make cameo appearances in the Tony Hawk series. But one of the ones that stands out to me the most is the band Kiss, the entire band of Kiss in Tony Hawk's Underground. I'm pretty sure you have to beat story mode to unlock this one certain level. I'm forgetting what it's called right now. I'll probably have it up here. And it's this empty-ish kind of, skate park little area, and there's a concert going on, and it's Kiss. And at first, they're kind of just, you just see the set, you see where their instruments are and everything. I believe their instruments are already up there before they are. But all you have to do to get them to actually play for you is they have, kind of in the way of the goals that you used to do from the earlier Tony Hawk games, and in this one as well, actually, you get to collect the skate letters and the combo letters. So, in a special kind of a twist, there are the KISS letters, K-I-S-S, and they're scattered around. They're big letters, Every time you hit them, a stage light sound plays, and lights beam up on the letters to show that you've activated the letter. You have to find them and activate them all, and then you look at the stage. Now, I won't show you that it's happening, but the music will stop playing, and you'll hear them, getting ready to play, because they rise up from those little moving platforms. I think that's how they appear on the stage, and then they just start playing for you. They play rock and roll all night, and not only that, but if you look behind them, there's a screen, and it's playing one of their music videos, I think, and you can unlock that music video as well as a secret bonus video in the special feature stuffs, and it's just, wow, they went way out of their way, and they're playable characters too. I don't think I ever unlocked them as playable characters, but after researching this to see if they were going to be playable characters, or if they were playable characters before filming this, I was like, oh shit, they are. I found that out. I'm like, okay. So they really went out of their way in this installment for Tony Hawk to make sure, oh my god, we're gonna get Kiss in this game. And it's really, really weird because there's a whole lot of things you can unlock for them and unlock them to play as them and just to see. And wow, I think they're huge Kiss fans over at Activision. This particular little team that worked on Tony Hawk's Underground, like, it's pretty crazy. I don't think there's been another Tony Hawk game that went to these lengths to, include a band or include, these kinds of celebrities. So that's what makes it kind of weird, because it's like Tony Hawk's Pro Skater or Tony Hawk Underground. The one thing you're going to immediately remember from Tony Hawk's Underground is the story mode, where it's your custom character and your asshole friend Eric from story mode, and that's how all of that happens. Like, you guys are together, and then you're doing all your stuff, and then he gets greedy, Eric gets greedy, and then like it's basically a big competition of like who can come out to be the champion of skating, I guess. And a lot of shit happens in the story mode, but after all of that, then it's like we get to relax and listen to Kiss. So of all bands. So I mean, I don't know, it's cool, but it is a little weird for that. It comes out of nowhere, and there's a lot of dedication to them in this game. So that's what they're on number 4.
That's how it happened. Thanks very much.
Number 3.
Good night.
Now, you might know Michael Jackson in games from his own game, Moonwalker, or, weirdly enough, he does have a cameo, a weird cameo, but it doesn't make the number 3, for him being in Space Channel 5, of all games. But also, of all games, the one that I personally know him from is Ready to Rumble Boxing Round 2. Why? It comes out of nowhere. He's like one of the first characters you get to unlock from the game. If he's not already playable, I think you have to unlock him. It is weird. At least Space Channel 5 makes sense because they're dancing and singing and shit. So I mean, that makes more sense. And it's technically not him, it's Space Michael, which is, it's Michael Jackson, whatever. But this is straight up Michael Jackson, as they, as the announcer says, It's totally him, and it's so great, and it's hilarious to see how they pay homage to like his Billie Jean outfit and his various outfits. Don't mind the plane going on in the background, hovering over. They give him his right hand is wearing a rhinestone-covered freaking white boxing glove. It's great. It's just one big homage to Michael Jackson. It's hilarious. But it's weird. Why a boxing game of all things? Again, Space Channel 5 makes sense, but boxing. Has he ever boxed in real life before? I'm not really sure. Is that ever something he took up to the side, I don't know. But, yeah, not a whole lot to say. You can play as him. I don't think it's him doing his own voice. I'm not too sure. When it comes to Michael Jackson making appearances in other medias, like he was in that Simpsons episode, and supposedly he used a pseudonym, but that was actually him voicing his character from Stark Raving Dad. But then there's like the whole thing of, well, someone else voice matched him when they were singing, but then they say that he went in secretly to actually re-record some singing lines, and who knows what's right or wrong at that point. I'm not sure if, and then there's the whole Sonic 3 music thing, but in terms of him being in this game, I'm not sure if he did his own voice, or if he did he use a pseudonym or in the credits, or do they credit him at all for anything? I don't know. I haven't played that game in a while, so I'm not sure. But him being in there is funny because of just how he acts in the ring with his intro and his outro when like you win or whatever. And just the fact that he has his freaking right hand, rhinestone boxing glove. It's cool, and it's weird because it's boxing. What's a singer doing in a boxing game? I don't know, but it's cool, and that's why he's on number 3.
That's how it happened. Thanks very much.
Number 2.
Good night.
I swear to God, number 2 tripped me the hell out when I first saw it. Number 2 goes to, now there's a lot, like Tony Hawk, there's a lot of musical, now Michael Jackson would actually, well, okay, maybe not, because it's Guitar Hero, so maybe not for Michael Jackson, but a lot of musicians make cameo appearances in the Guitar Hero series, but Ozzy Osbourne in Guitar Hero World Tour was just one of the biggest, like, what the fuck is happening? For me, again, there's probably some weirder moments like that in the Guitar Hero franchise, but for me, these are my personal experiences. There's a lot of crazy celebrity cameos. I should have said this before I started the list, but there are a lot of celebrity cameos that are weird in games that I haven't played, so I'm only going over the ones that I have played and experienced. So, Ozzy Osbourne, for particularly I'm not sure how many other Ozzy Osbourne songs made it into World Tour, because it's been a long time since I played that game as well, but Crazy Train definitely is in there. It's one of his most well-known, and Jesus. What trips me out is not the fact that he's in the game, it's the fact of one of his, I think it's his, stages that you perform during his song, during Crazy Train, where it's a bunch of big-ass eagles pulling by chains, pulling a big, like, pirate ship floating boat, and you're floating in the air. What? And then there's the band playing, and it's like, okay, but why though? It makes no sense. And there's, like I said, there's a lot of crazy shit that happens in Guitar Hero, but usually when you perform for whatever, it's a singular stage. Depending on what venue you're at, the stage will change, but you're usually either outdoors or indoors, but you're on a stage. This comes the hell out of nowhere, and I'm like, oh, okay, this is some surreal ass shit going on right now. What am I looking at? And it really tripped me up. It was cool. I didn't like fail the song because I was so like, what? Like entranced, but I mean, it was weird to see. It was like, okay. Oh, okay. Like, I don't get it. Now, I'm not sure. Now, I think you can play that stage with whoever, but initially, you come across this stage playing Crazy Train, and it's pretty much Ozzy Osbourne on the vocals, obviously. Like in the game, like it's him singing. So, I don't know. It's weird. It comes out of nowhere. Like a lot of like the Michael Jackson one, like like all of them basically. Like Kiss, but this one was just like, whoa, why and what is happening, and it's so weird, but it's really cool. So yeah, that's why it's at number 2. And my personal number 1 weirdest celebrity cameo is,
you see, I got fans on every continent.
oh look, it's Snoop Dogg. Let's see, what's he appearing in?
Globe. And got more awards and platinum records than you can count, nephew.
Okay.
I've stayed on top of the rap game longer than any other cat.
Is he gonna announce something new? Is he doing something like crazy extravagant? Like what's going on here?
One thing I've learned is that you got to remember where you from, even after you've blown up.
Wait a minute.
And I hear you blow up a lot.
What?
So what about you? How you living?
Are you serious? Are you serious right now? Oh my god. Yeah, it's kind of cheating, but number 1 goes to goddamn Snoop Dogg in a Rayman Legends trailer. My 5-year-old self wouldn't believe that if I went back in time and told it to him. What the hell? Why is Snoop Dogg's been around? He's been in music videos, and not that weren't his own. He's been in movies and shows and other games. Like I think it was in, what was it called? True Crime Streets of LA, which I've never played. But, game shows and whatnot. But Rayman Legends, of all things, if you want him in a game to be for number 1, if it'll satisfy you, one of the things that I'll also put on this list, kind of, for number 1, is his appearance and his song in Tekken Tag Tournament 2. Because that was also equally as weird. I was like, okay, Tekken, another thing I grew up with. Why is Snoop Dogg in Tekken? But, to be fair, it makes more sense for him to be in Tekken, because Tekken was always that more crazy, edgy kind of fighting game. Rayman is for kids. Why is Snoop Dogg in a Rayman Legends trailer? For the next gen release when it came out for PS4 and Xbox One and all that. Like, what? Why? It doesn't even, you saw it, it doesn't even start out looking anything like Rayman Legends. It's like, is Snoop Dogg gonna announce something? Is he going on a tour or whatever? Like, I don't know. No, he's promoting Rayman Legends, and it's like, oh, alright. what? And to top it off, okay, when I first saw this, I'm like, just in the whole mood of, what the fuck, and major confusion. I was like, okay, if this is happening, they might as well go the whole 9 yards. Make him a character, make him look like Rayman, and they did! I was like, oh my god, they made him a Snoop Man, Ray Dog. I was like, oh my god, what the fuck is happening? He should have been a DLC character, to be honest. How weird it would have been to play as Snoop Dogg in Rayman Legends. I don't know. It's weird. It's out there. It's like, what? It's the biggest what you'll ever elicit from me. It's like, why is this happening? And what is the purpose of Snoop Dogg, of all people, promoting a Rayman game? Again, his song and his appearance, because he has a whole level fighting stage dedicated to him in Tekken Tag 2, but that makes more sense. This doesn't. And I'm not against any of these celebrity cameos. It's just that they amuse me. But it's like, what's the reason? Someone had to sit down with the guys from Ubisoft and be like, you know what? So we're gonna make. We have to delay the Wii U release of Rayman Legends because Sony and Microsoft wanted to on their platforms. Okay, so we're gonna have to make a new trailer to show that this game is in fact coming to PS4 and Xbox One. When we make a trailer for this, why don't we get Snoop Dogg? Someone had to sit down and say that. Let's use Snoop Dogg. Let's call him up and be like, hey, want to promote this Rayman game? It's so weird. It's so out there. Looking at Ray Dog Snoop Man is weird too, because it's like, oh my, what? That's all you can say is what? It's weird. It's crazy. It's just to promote the game, but it was one of the biggest, like, because I saw the title, and I was like, okay, because I don't think the thumbnail has him on there for the video. So link down below to that video for the trailer, but it said featuring Snoop Dogg, and I was like, excuse me, what? There's the first instance of the word. I was like, what? And then I watched it, and I was like, what? So, sorry, that's all I can say about it. What? And I've rambled on for too long. So if you want me to put a game in place of the trailer announcement, then my number one would technically be him in Tekken. It's still Snoop Dogg, but whichever one you want to go with. But for my personal number one, it's him in Rayman Legends in this trailer. But to still stay with the rules, if it was in a game, an actual in-game, it would be Tekken Tag 2. But the Rayman Legends one caught me way more off guard than the Tekken Tag 2 cameo. I was just like, that's why it's at number one, because I just was at a loss for words. But for Tekken, it made more sense. For Rayman, I was just like, that was a thing. Yeah, so there you have it. There are my top 5 weirdest freaking celebrity cameos in games / in trailers. So, it's just really odd, because nowadays, when they're not making it super comedic and super just like, what? They're starting to use celebrities now for more intentional purposes, in terms of like, they're the ones who are playing. We've got Norman Reedus in Death Stranding, or as we like to call him now, Norman Fetus. We've got Ellen Page and Willem Dafoe in Beyond Two Souls. So, I mean, we've got celebrities that are playing characters, and that's why none of them appear on the list, because they're not weird. Those were intentional choices to have them play the main characters of those kinds of games. And even when they were cameos, like, again, Sam Witwer as the Apprentice, he's not Sam Witwer. He is the Apprentice in Soul Calibur 4. So, yeah, this list was specifically, to showcase the weirdest celebrities that were themselves in these games, and these cameos came out of nowhere. They're weird, but they're crazy. No, they're not bad. Weird doesn't mean bad. They're funny. They're out of nowhere, and they're crazy, and it just makes you go, why? Why and what are the two main singular questions, single word questions you'll be asking yourself while seeing these cameos. You're just like, what? So, word of the day, kids, what? That is the word of the day. So, yeah, with that being said, I'll see you guys later. I'm Marcelo, and take care.